Hi everyone, this tutorial is going to be showing you guys how to make Boo from Monsters Inc. And this is going to be the purple monster costume they disguised her in the movie. Because this tutorial is going to take super long, I decided to split it up into different parts. And this first part is going to show you guys how to make the stuffed body. So to get started, you're going to need some purple fabric of some sort. And I just chose this royal purple suede material from Joann's, and I got 1 yard of it. Depending on what size you are, you might need more or less than 1 yard of fabric, but for me 1 yard was the perfect amount to make the whole body and the hood. Next, you're going to need 1 yard of lining fabric. And I just grabbed some fabric I had at home because it's going to be on the inside, so no one's going to see it. And lastly, you're going to need a bag of stuffing. Now let's get started. The first thing you need to do is cut out two 36 by 21 inch rectangles out of the purple fabric. And you also need to cut two more 36 by 21 inch rectangles out of the lining fabric. So altogether you should have two purple rectangles and two lining rectangles that are both 36 by 21 inches. And be sure to save the leftover fabric to make the hood. Now take one of your purple rectangles and fold it in half. And I am measuring 10 inches down from the top and then cutting out an armhole. Use this first armhole as a guide to cut out the same shape to the rest of the rectangles. After you have all the armholes cut out, you want to take one purple and one lining fabric and face them wrong sides together. Pin the two along the edges and make sure they fit correctly. Next, you want to grab your marking utensil and draw 3 lines across the body. Draw the first line somewhere in between the armhole and then space out the next 2 lines 5 to 6 inches apart. As you can see, the lines don't have to be perfect, just make sure you have some lines going across the body to create the same effect Boo has on her costume. After you finish drawing the lines, take it to the sewing machine and sew directly through the 2 fabrics. Only stuff the 2 middle sections for now, and we will finish stuffing the rest of the costume later. Now you want to close up the armhole by sewing along the edge so the stuffing does not fall out. After you finish closing up the armhole, you are now done with half of the body. And now you just need to repeat that whole process again for the other half of the body. You should now have 2 stuffed sides to the body. And now you just want to place them right sides together and pin down the sides. After you finish pinning, sew down the sides, but be sure to not close up the armhole or else you won't be able to stick your arms through later. Lastly, we need to trim the top a little bit, so make a marking underneath your nose and trim it off. So this concludes the first part of the tutorial. Make sure you stay tuned for the next tutorials to learn how to make the rest of the body. And for more updates, don't forget to like my Facebook page and subscribe.